What's happening, YouTube? It's your homie S.Akuma coming back to you with another video. And today's video is a round 1 featured match from a tournament sponsored by the only game in town, located in Somerville, New Jersey. Bacon Ice Cream Productions home store. Shout out to them. I will put a link in the description to their store. As you can see, they're getting right into it. But before I talk about that, yeah, so this tournament was pretty much the only tournament before we got, before we get into GenCon. So I went to this tournament and played 3-wide prime myself, but I did something that I made a very big mistake on my deck list, and we'll talk about it when I get to my round, and you can see my massacre. But for now, we will get into this round. It looks like we have, I think, John Palmer from Vector Sigma playing Ultra Magnus with his armor, so that's 14 stars, Red Alert with 6 stars, and RC to round out to 25 stars. And then we have John Desilva, who did really well with Sentinels last format. He is playing 3-wide prime with Aimless over Hot Rod, so we'll see how that does in this matchup, and we'll get right into it. So it looks like John won the dice roll and started off with Aimless into Magnus because he has to attack into Magnus because he has Brave, and dealt no damage. And then now looks like yeah, Palmer went. I didn't see what action he played because I was kind of talking to you guys and missed that, but looks like Red Alert is attacking into Aimless, most likely for no damage as well. Yeah, no damage counter. So see how this turns out. John looks like he has a couple of good options in his hand. He has the powerful Ion Blaster in his hand to rival Magnus with his armor. Energon Axe, one-shot stand, leap into battle, disruptive entrance looks like. Very strong hand. A lot of options. He's probably thinking, how much does he want to commit into Red Alert? He probably can get a sizable attack on Red Alert this turn, like maybe a one-shot stand on his Flame War into the Red Alert, and then also put the Energon Axe on Flame War and get a decent attack on the Red Alert. At first glance, I'm not saying he will do that, but it's an option. Okay, so he decides to put the Ion Blaster on Optimus, set him up for a big swing next turn. And he still uses the one-shot stand here. Okay, puts it on Aimless. And decides to put the 3 on Red Alert. Oh, he's trying to get rid of the Red Alert with Optimus here. Okay, because he's not worried about it being KO'd. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, it looks like the Red Alert definitely might be out there. Yeah, one-shot stand on the Red Alert. Marksmanship on Red Alert. Yeah, Red Alert's out of there. A lot of effort put into that Red Alert. I'm surprised he did that play, but we'll see how that turns out for him. I'm not saying it was incorrect, but I just did not expect him to put that much effort into it. I will say that. So, hope you guys are doing well on this day or night whenever you guys catching this video. So John draws for turn. John Palmer, John Desilva. Just realized we have 2 Johns. John versus John. Who's the better John? Flips RC for the turn. And you guys know I love and I enjoy doing these commentaries. So, okay. Noble's Blaster on Magnus. So now Magnus is a 9-3. Just a tank. He's attacking Optimus. Looks like gonna get some damage on Optimus. Yep, 3 damage on the Optimus. Looks like John swung with, looks like Palmer swung with his Magnus into Optimus, not worried about a big attack next turn unless Desilva plays swap missions, which I doubt. So, and then RC can get in on Optimus again this turn as well, or on his next turn. And that kind of puts Desilva behind here. So, we'll see what he ends up deciding to do to try to, keep Optimus afloat. As long as Palmer can get direct damage, he might be able to, put Prime into 1 more shot range after the RC attack. But he does flip Optimus this turn, so now he has 4 defense, has a lot of options in the scrap pile. Leap into battle, marksmanship, one-shot stand. He has one-shot stand on top. Okay. Looks like he's really adamant about getting rid of that Aimless at first glance, just looking. Bigger they are. Energon Axe in his hand. Strong hand. Still. Can't really see Palmer's hand. I would comment on it, but I can't see it. Maybe marksmanship. Oh, he already has a one-shot stand in his hand. Okay, yeah, so gets marksmanship. And he's able to use it since Aimless is ranged in both modes. Otherwise, if Aimless was gone, then he wouldn't be able to use marksmanship this turn because Optimus in alt mode is melee. And there they are with Flame War, sends it into Magnus, taking a guaranteed 4 damage. 5 pierce 4. Four pennies, 4 damage counters. Some of the smartest damage counters I've ever seen. I spent like what, $25 each on my Autobot and Decepticon damage counters. And this guy is using change. That was smart. Nah, I like my damage counters. They're pretty cool. Ooh, grenade launcher. Okay, so he's playing a semi-mixed deck with here. Maybe to try to trigger Magnus possibly in the late game. We'll see here. But yeah, 5 pierce 5 coming into Optimus. Doesn't matter if Optimus flips 20 for defense. RC's getting in for at least 5 this turn. Desilva has no hiding spot or anything set, so yep, RC's getting in for that 5 pierce 5, putting the Optimus at 8 damage. And Desilva still has to flip a lot of cards, so a lot of cards being gone this turn, or being flipped this turn. And still taking 5 no matter what, putting it at 8. So he's not in the range for one shot stand or anything like that, but he'll definitely have to be careful on his wheel turn with his Optimus. Draws Espionage for his turn. I see an armed hovercraft looks like in Palmer's hand. Alright, Desilva uses one shot stand again on Aimless and most likely on Magnus. Magnus has a massive 17 health, so yep, down to 10, or down to, yeah, 10 now. And he has to attack into it, so Aimless with 6 pierce 2, most likely just getting in for 2. Still a nice turn though. But I'm sure Palmer's bringing the heat next turn. Although, well, I'll take that back. He probably doesn't need to bring the heat the next turn. I don't think he wants to necessarily kill Aimless. He might not have a choice, no matter who he attacks with. Well, I'll take that back. I guess RC could technically attack for 1 pierce 1 because it looks like most of Palmer's deck is blue. So, but is that worth it though to leave RC out there like that? We'll see what Palmer ends up deciding. Okay, so trades the Nose Blaster for Armed Hovercraft, and it looks like no matter what, he's going to kill the Aimless this turn, no matter which character Palmer attacks with. So flips RC to heal 1. So he's not playing the new Red Alert. So I'm wondering why he chose to play RC in this deck. Very interesting. Maybe there wasn't a better. Well, I guess you could have played Flame War technically, but okay. Security checkpoint. Desilva has no upgrades, neither does Palmer after playing the Armed Hovercraft. Pretty sure Desilva's pretty happy with his field of upgrades at this point. He has his Optimus just about fully loaded. And tough 4. But he'll still, all Palmer needs is 1 damage to KO the Aimless. Did some miscounting here, okay, but he counting his blues. It's like 6, but the Magnus is at 8, so Aimless is still KO'd. Pretty sure he'll put the Aimless gun on Flame War. Yep. Now, anytime he flips 3 blues, he will deal automatic 3 damage to the character that the manifold weapon, aka Aimless, is attacking. So handheld blaster, security checkpoint, any whites or anything like that. Okay, so he decides to get another sparring gear. Sparring gear doesn't do much this turn though, because whoever RC attacks will be guaranteed damage. So Desilva may be able to play a utility this turn, because the utility maybe like on Optimus might be more viable, because and there's no point to play a weapon this turn because he has a weapon on all the characters he wants. I mean, I guess he still could play the plating, but might want to just hold it for Optimus just in case the plating or the sparring gear on Optimus gets destroyed by Palmer, and then he can play the other one later. Flame War only has 1 health though, so I mean, like, RC's probably not 1-hit KOing Flame War next turn anyway, because Palmer's playing mostly blue. So unless he plays like Leap into Battle, Grenade Launcher or something next turn. So he still decides to play the sparring gear, you know, for his action upgrade for the turn on Flame War and Espionage. I'm assuming he called blue. Unfortunately, can't see what he chose. I'm hoping that my next couple of rounds, I think I backed the camera up a little bit, so I'll be able to see more of the field. Ooh, horrible flip. Does he KO Magnus here? No, he doesn't KO. Okay. So he didn't flip 3 blues to trigger the manifolds effect, so that was a stalemate. Or not a stalemate, I guess he took 1 damage. 1 or 2. No, 3. He had to have taken 3. I'll take that back. Because it was at 7 earlier. Energy pack. Okay. Wow. Energy pack, the bigger they are. So the pierce, so it's just going to be 3 pierce 3. So, yeah, Flame War will take 3. Putting the Flame War at 4 damage. Energy pack, that's very interesting. So he has a 4 extra health. So look at him, it's 21 health. He has 10 damage counters on him now, so he effectively still has 11 health. And he still has that Brave, so you cannot attack RC. So now, okay, now I guess I realize what's going on. In this situation here, Optimus has to attack into Magnus, and is most likely not going to be KO'd, even though Optimus has a lot of attack. Marksmanship's dead against Magnus, because Magnus is in his alt mode. He plays Peck Talk to set up next turn. Handheld Blast and Espionage doesn't look that strong of draws. But he's pretty much set right now. He just needs to go in with Optimus, hope to get there. Get there. But on the will turn, then Optimus gets to be attacked. Now, Optimus does have tough 3, with Flame War in the sparring gear, but we'll see what Palmer has up his sleeves. That sneaky Palmer. It's like, no. Not much else to do this turn. Drew an action and a handheld blaster. Definitely not playing either of those. What, Espionage, I think. Checking through a scrap pile. Seeing if he wants to flip. Probably should just get in there with Optimus at his strongest. And that's what he decides to do. So he attacks, flips handheld blaster and one-shot stand. That's very good. Will he use it, though? So, yeah, what I was saying from earlier is if I didn't finish. But, yeah, RC cannot be attacked. So having her being able to be stealthy like that, in a sense, allows her to get that guaranteed pierce in whenever she does swing. So he one-shot stands and decides to put 3 damage on RC, looks like. It looks like he pointed at RC. Yep, that's exactly what happens. And Optimus is going at Magnus for 10. Magnus blocks for 4, takes 6. So Magnus has 5 health left. Energy pack is interesting, but I feel like cards like an easy Vaporize that Optimus could just get back the next turn. It'll effectively get rid of the energy pack, and then all of a sudden the Magnus will be at 1 health. So data bank this turn. Oh, okay. Well, RC's healing. So we got a heal / brave. It's a very interesting deck. I don't even know what to call it. I'm just going to call it Magnus. Magnus control. I'm an Autobot guy, but I gotta say, this set between Shockwave and Magnus, if you guys haven't been able to tell by my last couple of videos, I am a big fan of Shockwave. It lets me feel like I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. And I'll keep saying that. There's so many different things you can do, and I like the combos. Really makes you want to make the correct play more than ever with that deck. I like that deck a lot. So, sure to get better over time. Only better over time. Alright, so Magnus swings into Flame War, but with Flame War having tough 3, she survives the attack. Only taking 1. That's surprising, because Magnus still has 8. Well, I don't want to say surprising, but I guess, with tough 3, definitely viable to flip a whole bunch of double blues and survive that. Which means that Flame War gets to get in there again. Very strong play I foresee right now is Optimus flipping and getting back the bigger they are if Desilva doesn't have it in his hand. And let's say he hits the manifold effect as well and flips 3 blues. That's very dangerous. Putting the Magnus at close to KO range. So he gets back Vaporize. Palmer knows he has Vaporize, but there's not really much he can do about it. Even if he were to trade the utility for another one, it doesn't matter. He would still lose the 4 health, the 4 extra health. So sets a secret action. Looks like he's showing it to Palmer. The way he's flipping that up. Oh, we gotta be careful with that, buddy. I could be wrong, but the way he's popping it up like that looks like he's showing it. I guess Palmer probably assume it's Battlefield Report anyway, so I guess it's not the biggest deal. So sending Flame War in this turn is pretty much sacrificing her because you can almost guarantee that RC is going to KO the Flame War next turn. Okay, he decides to vaporize and get rid of the energy pack. Stays on the field, yep. Alright, so Flame War going in with 6 and a potential to use the effect. Oh, one shot stand ruined it. That would have been nice. The white helping to extend into 2 more blues. So attacking for 6. Looks like Palmer hit for 4. Oh yeah, and Magnus is KO'd. That was 15 damage on him. So Flame War got there. So that puts Palmer in a very dangerous situation because Optimus gets to swing for the fences on RC no matter what next turn. No more Brave to protect her, so he'll most likely be able to KO Flame War, but again, Optimus gets to attack with 10 attack, without even an action or upgrade, which I'm sure he has to play. Flipping Flame War, I'm assuming he drew 2 for his data bank. Seems like he drew the data bank a little too late though, unfortunately. If he would have drew an early game, he would have had so many more options, of course. Nobles Blaster, yep, and that Flame War is definitely out of here. 3 Pierce 3. Still has to flip all the cards though. And let's see if RC can survive this attack. Ideally, only flipping 2 cards, she'll have 3 defense, and she already has 2 damage counters on her. So Optimus attacking for 10 is just massive. Espionage, he doesn't have anything to help press his attack bigger they are or anything, so he sets a secret action, attacks with Optimus, and he flips Vaporize and Arm Hovercraft. Vaporize would probably kill the Nobles Blaster, yep. But it's still attacking for 10. RC only flips for 2 defense, takes 8, and that's game 1. It's a very interesting sequence of events that game. Optimus was kind of pushing KO range, but he was able to hide him enough time to and let his other characters do some work as well. Optimus took 2 KOs that game, and the Flame War took out Magnus. So key Vaporized play on the energy pack is what ended up sealing the deal. So we'll see what Palmer sides deck to be able to combat next turn. Now for side decking, again, if you don't know, if anybody new to the channel or new to competitive play, what happens in this situation is, so Desilva won game 1, he has to at least side deck his character first, and then he can do a sideboard. I think it's pretty much a gentleman's agreement that you at least reveal your sideboard character, and then we both side deck our battle cards at the same time, because your opponent can kind of do it in whichever order they want, just to kind of save some time. I don't think the rule says that you have to. Oh, no sleeves. Well, the rules say that you have to exactly wait for your opponent to finish siding their character and their battle deck. If that's the case, that's definitely going to take too long, but I doubt that. I'm pretty sure I think there was something in the rules stating that as long as both players are on par and know what's going on and both are in agreement about everything, that everything's all good to go. So, and plus, this is a casual tournament. This is not like Gen Con or Origins or anything like that, so it's all good. Suiting up for game 2, neither player decided to side deck a character, so I'm sure they both had a battle card or 2 to put in to help with these blue heavy matchups. Palmer, okay, there we go. Yep, I was just gonna say he doesn't have his Magnus armor out. Equals 25 stars. Red alert. 6 stars. Yep, and then RC 5 stars, so that equals the 25. Can't believe there's not a better 6-star character than Red alert, man. I mean, I guess there's Prowl, but Prowl doesn't do anything for the deck. Wave 1 Prowl. Where is that Paraxodon card? The 6-star Battlemaster. Alright, so Palmer decides to... I'm going to assume he's going first. Okay, yep. Flips RC and attacks with Magnus. Knowing Magnus is not going to take a lot of damage within these first few turns from Aimless or Flame War. Flame War takes a big hit, though. Magnus attacks for 8. Magnus, excuse me, attacks for 8 into Flame War, and Flame War is looking pretty bleak already. I don't know if Palmer plays one-shot stand. I think he does. I think Palmer does play one-shot stand. Luckily, that Flame War didn't get in range of one-shot stand, because that would have definitely been it for her early. So here, Desilva's going to have to find a way to try to at least get some type of damage on Magnus. If he has the bigger they are, definitely use them to get some sizable damage. Marksmanship. Oh, the RC is in range. She is able to be hit by the marksmanship. And aimless attacks. I don't think Desilva plays any Pierce cards, like Hiding Spot or anything like that, so that attack will definitely be deflected by Magnus. Palmer draws for turn. I doubt he'll go hard into the aimless here. No reason to. Doesn't benefit him. This isn't like the Lionizer deck where you want to try to possibly KO it so they don't Piece through Tyranny it. I can't wait to see how happy. Oh, okay. He does want to play one shot stand, one shot fall. Does he put it on the? Yep, he does put it on Flame War. He must have another burn spell. I'm gonna assume it will. He must have another burn action, because I mean, putting a 3 damage on Flame War. That's interesting. I guess she does help support the team for too long if the longer you let her stay out. So threatening to try to kill her next turn, because if Red Alert attacks and the aimless for a useless attack, Desilva knows that sending in Flame War is pretty much suicide, because RC will KO. That's a nice play. One shot stand on the Red Alert, and it essentially deals 2 to your character and 3 to theirs, and a heal 1 off of each character, so that's really nice. Flipping 4 cards, Red Alert attacks for a useless 3 into aimless, who's going to flip a lot of cards. Tough 3 and tough 1 from Flame War, and then 2 for the white. Flips enough to block it. Looks like 5 or 6. But yeah, I can't wait to see how trigger happy people get with KOing their Lionizer, just because they have Piece to Tyranny. So I say that to say, be careful, how you just willy-nilly just playing Piece to Tyranny because you have it. It has to be very tactical. Hopefully you're going to KO that character that they sent out, and then, maybe you have Quartermaster for your next Piece to Tyranny turn and move it over to the next character and try to get a sizable attack while it's unprotected. So, because Lionizer is kind of like a loose cannon. It's still not like Bugs, though. Bugs is still the #1 helmet deck, but but Lionizer is pushing it. He's pushing it. Okay, no, he's not pushing it. He's there too. Who am I kidding? Reinforced plating on Optimus. Leaving the battle on Optimus, trying to get Red Alert out of here. Coming in at 11 attack with a possible. Oh no, excuse me, I take that back. He has to attack Magnus. So see if he flips the action there. He does. He flips the bigger they are. I'm pretty sure he'll just use the bigger they are. I'm hoping he's using the bigger they are. I see a dice. Oh no, he one shot stands it. All right. I guess he's putting his aimless to want to die to get it to be its weapon mode sooner or later. I personally would have used the bigger they are. That's 1 extra damage. I don't really want my aimless to die early, but hey, he has a different agenda in his head, so we'll see how that works out. Thinking if he wants to get the smelt here. This is where smelt is very good, obviously, where your opponent only has 1 upgrade out. Smelt's usually good, ideally early game. It's not really that good against orange decks, because orange decks play Bashing Shield, and when they get Bashing Shield, when they use it, and then they have, they have Saber and Bashing Shield, now your smelt's just really weak. The Saber died and is a weapon now, and then they play Bashing Shield on your armor, attack your guy, then you have smelt. They're just going to get rid of the Bashing Shield. So it's better against blue decks because they don't get a whole bunch of stuff out as quick. Well, I don't say as quick, but it's just ideally better against blue. So another one-shot stand looks like. Yep. Flame War out of here. So he stole an attack. So once RC attacks, everyone stands, and then his next attack. Marksmanship. I apologize. The next attack that Desilva uses has to go into Magnus, but I'm pretty sure he'll just flip Optimus and get back the bigger they are. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Defended for 5, but he's still taking 3 because RC has 3 pierce 3. Oh no, I take that back. I apologize. He attacked Optimus. Okay, and everybody stands. This is what you call the wheel turn, when everyone stands. This turn should be pretty simple for Desilva. Flip Optimus, get back the bigger they are, tag Magnus. Unless he already has it. Okay, he has 1 shot stand in his hand, and I missed the other 2. But he flips Optimus back. Palmer being a cool guy, saying he put too much damage on Aimless. Or is it that Palmer doesn't want Aimless to die and give Optimus the weapon that he's missing? So Palmer doing a lot better this game. He still has his red alert. And, okay, so he actually gets back the leap into battle. Now, 1 shot stand. Yeah, he's really trying to kill his Aimless. Wow. 1 shot stand on Aimless, and I'm assuming, yep, Magnus. Instead of the bigger they are. That's interesting. Silva, you've been playing too much Sentinels, man. Sorry, I'm joking with you. Attacking for 3, a useless 3. Now, see here, Palmer could just send in red alert, and if he can somehow kill the Aimless, like if he has another Nobles Blaster, well, Optimus, sure, he gets to attack, but he only gets to attack on red alert, and then RC and Magnus get 2 massive attacks. Well, not massive, but, pretty sizable attacks. So, interesting that Desilva put his Aimless in harm's way like that. Arm Hovercraft. That's close to sealing the deal. Smelt. Pretty good combo turn. RC healing 1 off everybody. That's pretty good. Alright, red alert is going to attack, but that attack will do nothing. Either way, though, Palmer still gets 2 attacks next turn, so no matter how you look at it, they'll both most likely be on Optimus. The Magnus armor is so good in blue matchups because they don't play Bashing Shield, and if they use their action on Vaporize for that turn, sure, but as you can see that he hasn't been prioritized, and he has other actions and other things that he wants to do / needs to do per turn. Talking about Desilva, the 3-wide Optimus player. So it's actually kind of difficult to want to prioritize using Vaporize on the Magnus armor. So as long as that armor sticks, the better he's stronger, Magnus gets throughout the game, seems like. Now, in orange matchups, I don't know if Palmer sides sparring gear or spare parts. I doubt he does, but a lot of people are not a fan of that card. But I feel like Magnus is a card that could use that, or a character that could use that card. Versus orange decks, anyway. I was thinking about Disarm as well, too. I think Disarm is a card that's going to come back pretty heavy. Card I'm thinking about side decking. But, of course, Disarm wouldn't be that good here. You're bouncing back the armor that he could just play again, and then Hovercraft to deal another 1 damage to both characters, so Disarm wouldn't be ideal here. Okay, so nothing useful to do except play Pep Talk this turn. Not looking to KO the red alert, or try to. He probably wouldn't anyway. Without Optimus having a weapon, it could be pretty difficult. Oh, okay, excuse me. Excuse me, okay. So Optimus with his best weapon, attacking red alert, and let's see what he hits. Extending. Ooh, okay, security checkpoint doesn't seem that good, but well, it could be. Okay, he does play. He has no upgrade, so that's very good actually. And can't see what Palmer is revealing. Looks like is that a W5 Gyro Blaster? I can't tell. My bad for having the screen so close. But he attacks for 10 into red alert, and red alert's blocking for 3. So red alert takes 7, and he lives. So Desilva's gonna have to burn some direct damage on it, and if he's not playing Plasma Burst, he's gonna have to use 1-shot stand on red alert, which does not seem ideal at this point. So Desilva needs to hope that Optimus can survive this turn. Otherwise, it's looking pretty grim for Desilva. Work overtime, replenish his hand. Very back and forth match thus far. Okay, and just decides to go in. No upgrade play, but he attacks with RC for 4 Pierce 4. Hits that orange, that energy pack, into Optimus, putting it at 8 or 7. 8 or 7? 1 and 2? 8. No. Yeah, 8. And then I'm sure Magnus is also attacking Optimus. Pretty decent block. So that's 6-7 defense. 7-8, so Optimus only takes 1. So Optimus is still standing pretty strong here. But on this wheel turn, RC still cannot be attacked, and he has to attack into Magnus. So that aimless needs to do some type of work before he is KO'd. See, the bigger they are in his hand, so Desilva's going to have to prioritize that to at least get some type of damage this turn. Only other thing I can see is he could play one-shot stand on aimless. Well, no, that wouldn't even be good because then Optimus will lose his weapon. Oh, no, he does do it. Okay, he does it anyway. Excuse me. Excuse the hell out of me. Okay, so he's going for broke this turn. So, and oh my goodness. Hits the effect too. So Magnus, so he has a security checkpoint as a potential effect. So what, Magnus has 3 defense? Or no, 4 defense in this mode, right? Yeah, 4 defense in this mode. I kept saying X3 or whatever for his effect. So deals 3 and then attacking for 11. I feel like right here they're talking about, I think Palmer's just showing him game. I think Palmer has, I can't tell, he looks like he has work overtime in his hand, but Optimus needs to take 5. RC's at 3. I'm assuming that Palmer has leap into battle or something to make her 6 Pierce 6, and that would KO. That's the only thing logically I could think of because they're scooping up their cards. Unfortunately, as we all can see, the top right, I couldn't tell exactly what Palmer was revealing, but I'm going to assume that was it because no other logical explanation. So moving on to game 3. But that play was pretty good though. I mean, he KO'd the Magnus, but unfortunately didn't have enough health to withstand RC attacking with her guaranteed damage next turn. But hit the manifold effect, so that was pretty good. Yeah, a couple of interesting plays by Desilva there, putting all those one-shot stands on his aimless. In a blue deck, like I've been talking about, especially with the Shockwave deck, you don't really want aimless to die so quickly. In Lionizer decks, you want him to die most likely very quickly, but in decks like these, you actually want him to do some work while he's alive. Some more work anyway. Similar to Hot Rod. It's pretty much the same deal. Yeah, it does turn into a weapon, but I mean, Desilva was fine with the weapon that he had on Optimus. The Ion Blaster. Of course, aimless weapon is better than the Optimus weapon, but well, that's probably arguable, but all right, so game 3, we are going with, of course, the normal play. Flip Flame War, attack with aimless into Magnus for no damage. Magnus is a 7-4 in this mode. I don't know why I kept saying 7-3. Flip RC and put data bank on her. And that's nice because RC, unless Desilva has vaporized, the data pad was going to draw Palmer a lot of cards because he can never attack RC. The way that Palmer structures his attacks, his Desilva's attacks always have to go into Magnus. So very nice way to hide data bank in a sense because RC cannot be attacked. All right, reinforced plating on Optimus. Leap into battle on Optimus. Yep. So 11, similar to last game. Espionage lets him flip 2 more cards. One-shot stand. Willing to bet he's going to one-shot stand his aimless. Oh, maybe I lose that bet. Okay, no, I wouldn't lose that. All right, yep. So one-shot stand on his aimless and Magnus. Hits for a decent attack. Putting Magnus at 10. So without energy pack, Magnus is looking pretty close to dead already because next turn, again, if Desilva doesn't have the bigger they are in his hand already, what it looks like, I can't tell. See battlefield report, but so either way, I mean, I'm sure he has the bigger they are in his scrap pile at this point. So won't be long till Magnus is KO'd with a couple more attacks. Oh, never mind. Energy pack. So let's boost him up to now he has 11 health. Make that 12 health because of RC. And then, okay, so just energy back for the turn and then red alert attacks. I don't know who he's attacking, and it doesn't matter because they're definitely both going to block that 3. That's a pretty big defense flip, though, that he flipped. Too bad it wasn't on a attack that really mattered. Pretty well, I guess you could say pretty much Magnus is the attack that you would want to flip defense like that on, but hey, it is what it is. All right. Can't attack with Optimus this turn, but uses the fact I did see the bigger they are in his hand, so he can prioritize, getting something else, get the vaporize for a future turn. But I'm sure the bigger they are is going to be prioritized this turn to... Bigger they are this turn pretty much nullifies the energy pack. Takes away that 4, and then the Magnus is back at... Well, not back, but that puts him at 13. Yep, the bigger they are, 5 Pierce 4 on Magnus, and he has to attack Magnus anyway. All right. Palmer's gotten a lot of value out of that data bank at this point. Let's see how he puts the cards in his hand to use. I'm calling it now. Grenade launcher, leap into battle. So the wheel turn's coming up soon. It looks like Desilva has some nice follow-up cards. Sparring Gear, Vaporize, and the bigger they are. So that Aimless can definitely get at Magnus for guaranteed damage next turn. Reflex circuits on Red Alert. Okay, so he's ranged. Okay, so I guess that makes more sense. Why? That's another reason why he's playing Red Alert. Red Alert is also ranged. So his marksmanships and hovercrafts are relevant with Red Alert as well. So he's always ranged up. So that's cool. And Reflex Circus is one of those rock, paper, scissors armors. When a ranged character battles against a melee character, I want to say, or specialist, melee, gains another defense. Sturdy armor is specialist that blocks against ranged. The melee one blocks against specialist. The ranged one blocks against melee, yeah. Melee. Sparring Gear, flip, Optimus. The bigger they are on Aimless, just like I was saying earlier. Aimless attacking to Magnus because he has to, but he definitely wants to anyway for 5 Pierce 4. Putting Magnus at... This would have KO'd Magnus, but the energy pack is the reason why Magnus is still alive. So... But if you guys remember from earlier, and like I mentioned it in his hand, Desilva got back Vaporized about 2 turns ago. So Vaporized, look at it as a burn card this turn. Burn action. Like one shall stand, And there's nothing that Palmer can do about it unless he has espionage, which I doubt it. Haven't seen it all for the first 2 games. So... Silva looks like he's in a pretty good position given this situation. Arm hovercraft, deal 1 to all characters on their opponent's side of the field. Optimus is just now taking 1, so yeah, Silva definitely in a good position. Palmer's strongest character is just about KO'd. Just about guaranteed that it'll be KO'd with that Vaporize Desilva has. Okay. RC flip to heal 1. Oh, okay, so the Vaporize will not kill Magnus here. Forgot about RC for a second. Smelt doesn't make Desilva's decision too hard. Okay, well, he gets rid of the console. Okay. Yo, I thought Desilva was looking through his deck for a second. I was going to say, bro, you cheater. And Red Alert attacks with 3 attack into Aimless for a useless 3. Reshuffle, opponent cuts or not. Flips 1 more, 5 defense, blocked. Oh, I forgot 1 for Flame War. And then now 2 more for white. Alright. Now we're good. Draws for turn. Draws a second security checkpoint. Probably not that strong at this point. Palmer has just about all the upgrades that he not necessarily wants, but he's kind of loaded up right now down there. So Vaporize does not kill Magnus, even with the even if he gets rid of the energy pack. Magnus will live by 1. It's 3 nickels and a penny down there, so 16 health. Or 16 damage counters on it, rather. Not 16 health. So Optimus effect, thinking about getting back the bigger they are, yeah, it seems like the best option. Flame War still get there. 5 stars. Red Alert has 6 stars. Plays the bigger they are. I think this is what makes Optimus so good. People are so worried about his flip and like him flipping, like leaping the battle and this and that. The fact that how many times has he played the bigger they are this game? And it's all because of Optimus. I think that's the focal point of Optimus, to be honest with you. Being able to reuse those cards like that, and then if you use them optimally, it's just ridiculous. Optimus, optimally, see what I did there? I'll be here all night. Hey, but keep in mind, I gotta say again, Optimus is not unbeatable. This deck actually might have some problems with some of those aggressive decks. Might, we'll see. I mean, the deck had got some help with Hiding Spot and Reflex Circuits and stuff, but I'm definitely not counting this deck out. Don't be surprised if I play this at Gen Con, one of the prelims. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. I got like 6 or 7 decks to play, so we'll see. Definitely playing a different deck every event, though. I wish I did that at Origins. Gen Con, I'll be able to play all 4 events. Hopefully, I won't have to play all 4 events. I might, play like the first 2 and maybe the 3rd one, and probably just not play the 4th one. Hopefully, I can qualify earlier than last time. So stressful, but we'll see. Definitely excited though, especially as it gets closer, so I can't wait. Be expecting some content. Flame Wars KO'd. Definitely some content, some better deck profiles. I promised my microphone I didn't have last time. Got my mic this time, so I make sure I take care of it and not mess up the back of the cord or however I did that. But so definitely some better audio. Try to get a couple player profiles. I'm gonna be busy. Flips Optimus back to bot mode, the mode he wants to be in, and he's able to actually. Okay, so Palmer's actually been hiding his Magnus because he, knows that's his strongest character. Although, I mean, One Shot Stand still gets rid of it. Oh no, he doesn't. I take that back. One Shot Stand and Vaporize will get rid of it, but that'll take 2 turns since Desilva's not playing Brainstorm, I'm assuming. But the Optimus is loaded defensively this turn. He's able to attack whoever he wants. Red Alert he could probably leave alone because, ooh, nice hit. Vaporize and leap into battle. Okay, so yeah, Palmer definitely does play leap into battle. So that's what happened at the end of game 2. So I know I'm kind of bouncing around here. So Optimus, let's see who he attacks. Most likely going to attack RC. I don't think you really care about Red Alert. Plays leap into battle. Clearly going to use that. Well, actually, I can't say clearly. I guess the attack total would be 11 with the aimless weapon, but I don't think he would do that here at this point. I hope not. So yeah, he's attacking for 11. Like I said, I'm going to assume it was into RC. They're disputing something here. We'll see what happens. Oh no, okay, he does attack Red Alert. Interesting. Red Alert I don't really see as a threat. I thought he attacked RC, but we stand now. Or actually, they shouldn't be standing yet because the Magnus never attacked, so Desilva needs it. I'm pretty sure they'll catch this here soon. Or maybe my eyes deceived me. I could have sworn he just untapped his characters. I think he did because he just attacked the Optimus. This is awkward. Okay, there we go. Desilva get a little ahead of himself. It's all good though. So Magnus gets to swing, but with 8 attacking Optimus only has what, 1 damage counter on it? Definitely not doing a lot. And then plus he'll get to draw a card. So does Palmer really want to attack into Optimus this turn? When 1 he's only gonna do between 1 and 3 damage. And then Desilva gets more options in his hand. We'll see. Palmer taking a while to decide here. Trying to make sure he makes the precise play. Oh, okay, so one shot stand. He ends up playing it on the aimless. Aimless turns into the manifold gun, and Magnus he flips, and now Magnus is a 8-9, 9-3 attacking Optimus. He draws a card for console. Okay, not yet. Okay, so he decides not to draw, I guess. It's tough too. And then, so yeah, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, he blocks just about all of that. Still holding that Vaporize, waiting for the best time to use it. But now, you know what? He's able to attack RC now because Magnus is not in his alt mode. So, yep, plays Vaporize on the Magnus. Magnus still hanging on with 1 health. Now this turn, if he attacks into RC and he hits a burn card, it's over right here. And ooh, he doesn't. Okay, so leap into battle on RC, I'm assuming. Oh no, okay, no, he did attack Magnus. Okay. Yeah, RC, I mean, RC has to deal Pierce 13 this turn. And in a blue deck, that's definitely not happening. He could have all the cards that he wants in his hand, even with Leap into Battle Grenade Launcher. That still wouldn't KO Optimus, simply because Palmer's playing mostly blue. So, yep, Leap into Battle. But as you can see, the game's over right here. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys staying here with me for this first round and enjoying this match with me. This is my first time seeing this, so I was excited to do commentary over it as I see the match. And I have a couple more matches to post next week. I'll be going away for the weekend. My birthday's tomorrow, so yay me, big 3-0. So I can't, oh my god, I'm about to be 30. It's crazy. Hey, but hey, you know what? It's a blessing denied to many. But again, y'all, I always appreciate you guys being here with me. You guys have a great day and or a great night whenever you guys are catching this video. And I will see you guys in my next series of videos next week. Like I said, round 2 will be posted next Monday, and we'll go from there. This is S. Akuma heading out. Peace.